Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here this morning, I should say. And I should tell you two things. The first thing is, as a kid, I wanted to do something with purpose. And that first thing, I wanted to be Thurgood Marshall when I was a kid at 7. And but I just discovered jazz at 13. And there's a picture of me at 12 years old playing violin. And I was excited about being a violinist until my
It's about
first mentor, oops, my first mentor, Mr. Hosea
it's
Taylor,
about the meaning.
came to me and sold me on a vision. And that vision was simple. He said, I want you to play the double bass because if you play the double bass, you can play jazz. And if you play jazz, this music will take you all over the world. You'll be able to travel throughout the world and you'll be able to make some money. And I like the sound of that. So I'm going to start off here. There's a film, an exciting film that's out called The Best of the Best Jazz from Detroit. And I'm sort of the unofficial narrator of the film.
It's about the meaning of music and jazz and the power of music and jazz. Because a lot of times with our formal education in school, we're focused mostly on notes, but we never really examine like the emotional aspects of music, the social aspects of music.
1, 2, Bob. Let's do it. That's much better.
In Detroit, you are instilled with this idea that that is a part of your mission to mentor other folks from the time you first start playing. It is like the each one teach one philosophy is instilled in you by the time you're 15 years old. How I choose folks to be mentored is sometimes I see the potential that this person can be a leader. So I want to mentor folks that are going to mentor folks.
All right. So this is a philosophy that is not inherent to Detroit. It's most Black communities across the nation, and it came about during the time of slavery. And the idea is that as soon as you learn information, you share it with someone, you share it with the community. And I realized early out as a young jazz musician who had been mentored by so many people, the community raised me to be what I am today. And it was important to realize that mentorship is the most important thing. You get to sell young folks on the vision. You get to help them figure out what they want to do with their life and their purpose. And so my idea is that I had this vision about 20 years ago that I would raise 1,000 mentors in my lifetime, my lifetime of work. And from that 1,000, they would raise their 1,000 and so on and so forth. And then we actually, through jazz, can change the world. Uh, Potential leaders, they're out there. We have to look for them. I develop a skill of being able to identify folks who want to do that. And that's really what I base our program on, finding whether it's faculty members or potential students, graduate students, undergraduate students who care about the world, who care about leaving the world a better place. The results of that mentorship. Now, I like to brag a little bit about our program, our jazz program, thanks to our Dean, James Forger, and his support and the university support. Almost I would say every competition that we've been in, from the Rudin to competitions on the West Coast, Monterey, Notre Dame Jazz Festival, Elmhurst College Festival, we always finish in the top 3 every time. And that's really because we have on stage with us 19 leaders who care deeply and passionate, and they're very competitive. They're Spartans. I'm going to yield the floor to my colleague, my esteemed colleague, Carmen Bradford.
Well, no reason. I'm not surprised why I've been up since 2 a.m. this morning because I'm just as terrified as I was at 2 a.m. when I woke up. Good morning. Hello. How exciting to be here. I'm going to speak very, very quickly as my time is very limited. Um, I have an amazing background and amazing parents that always focused on creative visualization. It was like, close your eyes, Carmen, see who you want to be, see where you want to be. My dad and I was 10 years old. We were watching the Tonight Show that they always let me stay up for with Johnny Carson. He's the original, the real deal. Not that Jimmy and the gang aren't wonderful, but Johnny was the real deal. So I turned to my dad because there was this incredibly famous singer on the show. And she had, every time she opened her mouth when she sang, she had a lot of teeth in her mouth. And I turned to my dad and I said, "You're going to have to get me braces because I'm going to do the Tonight Show and with Mr. Carson, and I can't have my teeth messed up like that." And I'll never forget the expression on his face. He just said, "Okay." So you see my teeth, don't you? So I say all that to say, I continued that creative visualization when I met Count Basie in Austin, Texas, when I was a student at Houston Tillotson College. It's Houston Tillotson University now, small Methodist school there. And I wasn't supposed to be on the show. They said, "There's no way we're letting that little girl open the show for Mr. Basie and his orchestra." And then I was on the show. And across from me was Mr. Basie on the other side of the stage. And he was riding on a motorized cart at that time. And I said, "I'm going over, I'm going to say something to him." So I walked over and I said, "Hi, Mr. Basie. My name is Carmen Bradford, and I'm opening the show for you tonight. And I think you'll make $1 million if you hire me." And he said, "Really, $1 million?" I said, "Oh, yeah, there's nothing like having a young lady on your show in a lovely dress." And he looked at me like he wanted to call security. And so I said, "Well, will you listen to me?" He said, "Of course I will." So I went out and I sang, I did my 2 numbers, and then I came off stage and I said, "Well, what did you think?" He said, "Well, I'm going to hire you." I said, "Really? Well, I'm going to go to the dorm right now and get my stuff. I'm ready." He said, "No, no, not tonight." But it took about 9 months for him to get back to me. And there were my peers were constantly saying, "That old man is not going to call you." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I've already seen myself on stage with the orchestra. I have already seen myself with them." And sure enough, I got that phone call the day before my birthday. And my wish was, "Oh, God, please let Count Basie call me tomorrow." Tomorrow came, I went, got in the car to go do my gig in Santa Fe, New Mexico. My roommate said, "There's some old man on the phone." So I thought it was my grandfather calling. And so I said, "Hello?" And he said, "Is this the little girl that wants to work with me? This is Mr. Basie." And I said, "Otis?" And he said, "Who is Otis?" "No, this is Count Basie." So I said, "Otis, I've been waiting for Count Basie to call me on the phone. How can you play on the phone like that?" I hung up the phone. So I went back out to the car. My roommate said, "That old man is on the phone again." So I came back inside. I said, "Hello." He said, "Listen here. If you hang up on me again, I'm going to call another little girl. Now, do you want to work with me or not?" I said, "Well, hi, Mr. Basie." I said, "I waited so long for you to call me. I wasn't sure if it was you. Thank you so much for calling me. How much does it pay?" And he said, "What do you care?" I said, "I don't care. My dad makes me ask if I have a babysitting job or if I have a gig." And then that silence came again. But he changed my life. He changed my life. He gave me wings. I won a Grammy with the Count Basie Orchestra. It took 7 times, but that's all right. I want to instill in the vocalists that I work with and the students that I meet with in the Great American Songbook course that I teach to close your eyes. Close your eyes and see yourself everywhere you want to be. You can have it all. You can have it. I'm here as a witness to that. And I just want to say thank you to the Board of Trustees, but I really want to say thank you. I'm going to cry. Do people ever cry up here? I just have to say thank you to Professor Whitaker and his lovely wife, Cookie, and Dean Forger. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Yes, I've taught at other universities, but this is a different experience here. And I quit twice the first week, I must tell you, because I was so terrified, you know? It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal being here, and it's a huge responsibility that I take very, very seriously. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I have pictures. There I am. There we go. There we go. There's the MSU babies on the bottom there. It's so wonderful. And that's me and Louis Armstrong, 1964. My mother was his vocalist, and my dad brought us to the gig, and I have on my Easter clothes. Okay, thank you so much. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all be together. If the fates allow. Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow. And have yourself a merry little Christmas now.